welcome to this episode of What You Think, where we are going to be discussing the fifth episode of Marvel's What If, and you are joined by me, Momo, Mel, Fez, and Jang. And as usual, we're going to be talking about the negatives, which I have a lot of today, the positives, barely far and few between, and I'm going to ask two fun questions to our panelists. So let's crack on.
Analyst.
What horse? Panelist? What you want? What do you want to be called? And I'm
I
getting a
think
call.
the people.
Silence. I should really silent everything. Silence. Were you silent or
Silence.
silent? What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna start off. Oh man, I don't know why this just kind of bummed me out. This episode. I just felt like it was so
Aw.
nothing. It felt like like my problem with episode one, but even worse, it kind of just felt like a gimmick, and probably would have made a fun
Mm.
10-minute YouTube video. But I'll say I enjoyed it on some level of this is so weird and off-putting that I'm kind of enjoying it. Ish, but yeah, not the biggest fan of it. And I think comparing this with the first episode, at least I felt that one had some level of decent production quality. But like the first 5 minutes or so, 7 minutes or so of this one, especially with the voice acting, I just thought was piss poor, especially from
Mm-hmm.
Mark
I
Ruffalo. I had no
agree.
idea what was going on. Like if you just compare it to the scene in Endgame, Thanos is coming. Thanos is coming. So powerful, like, wow, he's really acting his heart out. So it's like Thanos coming, Thanos coming. Oh no, what they're doing, what they're doing. It's what? Oh, it really just turned me off to the whole thing, and it was just really comedic in a bad way all the way through. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it off to let's see. Fez is usually the most negative on all of the episodes. So I'm gonna pass it to you first. Please, you have the floor. Begin.
I do agree with Momo.
Yay.
I thought I was quite worried because I don't have much to say. It was average. It was for me it was slightly above average. Like I actually did have a kind of good time watching it. It was fine, but I felt like I had fun, but it just wasn't memorable. There was nothing special about it. I really thought like the concept is cool, and like definitely with the animation they did go all out with the zombies, but I felt like it wasn't enough. They could have been bolder like last episode. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, as what Mel described the last episode, lukewarm. I'm lukewarm about it. It's fine, but it's not something I'm gonna rave on about. Yeah.
Yeah, next, let's pass it to I think Jang is probably the most positive here about the
Yeah, I'm
episode because
probably the most
we
positive.
talked. No, we talked
No, I
about it
like.
like passing. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, we talked about it, but I like how it was. Not like I was saying how I like it to be different, and this one is very, very different, which I like a lot. But I think they've gone a bit too far. like, like it got to a point where it doesn't make sense. I can talk spoilers, right? Yeah, so like
Yeah.
how, like in Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Yeah.
they had to talk to Janet in order to find her and everything. But if she's a zombie, how you talk to her? So
Oh
like there's a lot
Oh
of things
yeah.
that
right.
don't really. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like Hank Pym as a zombie. Remember when the Avengers came out and then like I was just like, wow, that's OP. Like if a tiny zombie can just destroy everybody, it's like, oh, what? It doesn't.
Oh,
And then like how the zombies are zombies, they're kind of like blur, but
Yeah.
they know how to use their powers still. Like
mm,
I guess cool, but it doesn't. Logic
it
started to
don't make
break down
sense.
for this episode for me. Yeah, I of course love. I really love zombies. I love zombies, but like
Zombie.
it didn't really it didn't really work. It kind of started to it broke down, and just at the end it just crumbles. So like yeah, I did like it. I enjoyed it. Like what Momo and Fez said, but yeah, definitely not the best one
I'm
episode.
gonna interject before I pass it to Fez. You had a slip there. You said Ant-Man and the Wasp. That would have been a very different movie. But you're right. The logic holds. I never thought of that, but now
Yeah.
I think just breaking apart.
No, I want to also add to Jang's point because he made a really good point about the logic. Because if for those who watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we all know where Sharon is, right? So how
Sharon
does
Carter.
Sharon just yeah, how did Sharon come? Because it wasn't she in like which country was she in? She
Oh, don't
wasn't
tell me.
even in the
Oh,
US.
Maldives? No.
I
Sangoria? Oh, I can't
right.
remember the name.
Mm.
And
Malipo.
when
Madripoor.
yes,
There we go.
so when
Hey.
Sharon came, right, I was like, I was so lost because I'm like, I thought she was in Madripoor hiding. Why is she like out here now trying to save the world from zombies?
You
Yeah,
want to add
there's
another logic hole? Where's Steve's beard? Where's his luscious, beautiful beard?
yeah, and then also how is Iron Man one of the few to get infected first because he's
Yeah.
wearing armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Like
Yeah.
for Black Widow and Hawkeye, okay, gone lah, those two useless. But like and like okay, Black Panther survived because he's wearing full vibranium, so that made sense. But like
Yeah.
why Tony should be one of the ones to survive, right?
Yes,
But
yeah.
but then Spider-Man is okay, and like
True.
what is that? Happy Hogan is okay. How is Happy Hogan?
Yeah,
He will be
true.
the first to go if you ask me. Just be like,
Yeah.
what's
Like,
wrong
it
with you?
takes-
Just
Blam,
poking
blam.
people.
It takes so much power to actually break through Iron Man's armor. Like you need to
Yeah.
take another like Iron Man or something. And like, bro, how did these zombies kind of just get to him before Happy and everyone else? That's crazy.
No,
No, no,
one reason which I think could have worked is maybe you know how Ant-Man can get into his armor.
Oh yeah.
So
in
maybe
Civil
Hank
War,
Pym,
right? Yeah.
Hank Pym kind of got in, but that
Yeah.
is another like why can they
They
know
got
how
brain.
to use their
They got good
powers?
brain.
Yeah, like yeah, how do they have good brain but they can't speak? Like if zombies was like if zombies had like intelligence,
Mhm.
right? They would
Yeah.
be speaking or something, right? But they're all there, but then at the same time they can throw the shield and everything like a pro. I'm like,
Mhm.
who yo?
Yeah.
But yeah, Mel, you have the flow.
So
What do
exactly just as how I felt with the last episode, I'm incredibly lukewarm with this episode. Like the instant I started watching this I actually had to look up the voice acting because I just couldn't believe that was Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
did.
I'm so sorry. He's a great actor, but what is up with the voice acting? It
So
felt
lazy.
it felt so dull and lazy. He'll be like,
Yeah.
oh god, I need to warn everyone about Thanos. Am I too late? Oh no, please help me. So like, couldn't put emotions in that. That didn't feel like anything at all. And I was talking to Momo about this earlier as well, and I just said how I was really glad that if Marvel wanted to do a zombie trope, I was glad they didn't do it in a big actual blockbuster movie and they did it for What If instead, because this was absolutely cliche. And that's something I never really say about Marvel. Like Jang, I love my zombies. I am a huge fan of zombie apocalypse and all that. But my biggest issue was that how are these zombies so smart? Exactly what Jang said earlier. Like, it kind of felt like they used this as a reason to have another Captain America Civil War to just turn them against each other, but we're just gonna make them zombies, so we have
It's
a
fun in
reason
concept,
for them to
isn't
fight.
it? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fun concept.
it is fun. And I don't know, I just felt like they really tried to make this really get out there, like, whoa, this is something incredible, but it just didn't really meet that expectation in my opinion. Yeah, and I don't know, right? But like there's something about Spider-Man. I think it's also the fact that the voice actor is not our, Tom Holland is just a different guy, but he just felt way too chirpy to my liking. Like I couldn't really take it, in my opinion.
Ooh, it's weird. Okay, that's a good segue because let's all go through the voice actors. The remaining players, except for Mark Ruffalo, I guess we can all agree are pretty good, right? On the part, yeah. There's no one's weird, right? But speaking of the Spider-Man voice actor, I can't remember the name. I wish I wrote it down, but as soon as he started speaking, I just went, yeah, that's not Tom Holland. But then
Hudson
as it went on,
King.
I went, that's not a bad Tom Holland impression.
Yeah.
But then, but it's way too quippy. But yeah, what did you guys think of our Spider-Man? And he looked a bit too old for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I
I
would just
sound
like
like
to say that, like, sorry, I
the
would just
girl
like to
in
say the animation and stuff. Fez talked about this in the previous episode. Was it the previous one or the one before that?
Broccoli?
The one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Ruffalo does not look like Mark Ruffalo. And again, same complaint. Hark. Hark
Hark
does not
smash.
studying too much Japanese. Sorry, guys. Hulk does not look like Hulk. He just looks like a big angry screaming broccoli. It's
Oh,
not
God.
intimidating in my opinion.
The
And-
broccoli returns.
Oh, no.
Broccoli.
Tom Holland does not look like Tom Holland, so I have to agree with you on that, Momo.
But it wasn't Tom Holland. Dun.
Yep. What is that? Mark Ruffalo and no, Bruce Banner and Spider-Man. To me, they kind of look the same. Like a few times when they were the same scene, I was like, oh, then I was like, oh, this one's wearing a spider suit, but the heads were like, oh,
Yeah.
similar.
Ah.
So I got them mixed up a few times, and I'm also surprised how they just like the voice acting, they kind of just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
like how like when a Bucky killed Steve, and like a Okoye
The
killed
end of the
Falcon.
line, pal.
Yeah, just the end of the line, pal. Thanks for the shield, bye. Like this is your friend. You just kill him and just like, lol.
No, it's the same issue with the first episode with Sebastian Stan. I thought he just pulled me out completely. Remember, he was like, "Oh no, Steve, we have to go." I was like, "What is this?" And then compare it to Benny Comes. Oh God. the batch of Cumber, and he's just going all out in his last episode. Then we get this. Oh, just really, But yeah, Fez, please.
I think it just also doesn't help that the dialogue didn't feel natural at all. It felt very separate, like everyone recorded their own lines and then they just put it all together. Animation, like they do it really well. It's just that this one, I don't know what they did, but like it just felt all so separate. And I really felt whoever wrote the script for this, like written what they have to say, it was just, I found it so cringy and forced, especially when they kept saying, it's all about hope. It's hope. It's all about hope. You need to give me hope. I don't give a shit about hope, okay? I don't care about hope. And what else? I also felt like, like I felt like, again, it's really forced, especially when Bucky said, sorry, it's the end of the line for you. I just thought that was very forced, and they
Wink,
wanted to do they wanted to do fan service, but it just was really forced, and then it's quite cringy. And I think especially Ant-Man also, whenever Ant-Man speaks, it feels like forced comedy. Like it's forced to be there. It's just to help lift the mood, but it just feels really forced. So I just feel like not only was the voice acting not great in this, but the dialogue in this was it was unbearable. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Speaking of a number of bad lines,
What do we have?
there's a few. It took me out of the scene.
Let's go. What do we have?
I can't remember. I can't remember who said it to Spider-Man. I can't remember exactly. I wish I
Smile
wrote it
for
down
me?
properly. But he was like, "So, Avengers, please,
Ooh,
let's
think
not." I get it. The Avengers was a huge thing, but we don't need to keep repeating it again and again. But the one that really actually made me laugh, and I know it's supposed to be a really sad and empathetic scene, but I can't remember her name from Black Panther. Was
Okoye?
it Okoye? Yeah, Okoye, when she was about to die because of Scarlet Witch, and Chadwick Boseman's character was like, "No," and she was like, "My king, Wakanda forever," and she just goes. I'm so sorry. I literally can't with that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just everything was so ridiculous that it made everything else you just zoned out, I guess, right? Like,
Yeah. No, the line that got me was when Guardian Leviosa. I was
Oh,
lol. That was
did
the
they get
only
the
good
rights?
line. That was the one joke that got me. But yeah, I don't understand like like what Mel said. Your friend is dying and they're all just like, okay. Just like there's like one line
there's
to
no
it and they just
emotion,
go off. It's not emotional at all, and they just like, oh, this one died, okay. And then like even when Hope died, when Ant-Man found out that Hope died, she's just like, oh, she saved me again, yay. like what?
I'm ahead
That's
now.
supposed to be your girlfriend, and then you're just like, wow, very good, she saved me. what kind of line are you? Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to add to Jang's point. I do agree. I feel like the episode was so weak because again they
So-
solved everything really fast. Like they, especially the conflict in this episode, everything was solved too fast. Like what Jang said when Scott suddenly, okay, I'm okay when Hope dies, or even like when Vision was keeping Wanda and Bruce Banner was like, when Bruce Banner was like, oh, it's wrong, and Vision's like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Go. I will
Time
stop.
to kill myself again.
Yeah,
We got another Vision death, everyone.
Yeah, and also adding from Jang's point about Hope, I didn't feel, when Hope sacrificed herself to the zombies, I felt like it didn't have it didn't have any meaning to me. I didn't feel anything. I don't know if it's because I don't know her well or she didn't get enough screen time in the MCU. So that's why I just didn't feel anything, even though they add somber music to make it this big sacrifice. I couldn't feel it because I feel like I don't know Hope as the character. If it was someone else that we've known well, I would have felt it more, but I just really didn't feel it with this one.
I completely agree with Fezz's point. When Hope died, I was just like, okay, but you're gonna have to deal with a really big zombie after this, right? Like, I
was just
you were really
annoyed.
you were
Was I
really making
you?
a big deal of a death of someone that we didn't really exactly really connected with that well in like the entirety of the Marvel franchise, I guess. If it was like Spider-Man or something, I guess it would have impacted me a bit more. But with Hope, I guess they targeted her mainly because of her name, Hope. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. I think she's quite fleshed out. I think she's a pretty good character. But I was just annoyed because as soon as she died when she was big, I was like, the least you could do is just press the button that makes you go small again. Because you're going to be a zombie. I was just like, we're gonna get a giant Hope at the end, aren't we? Ugh.
Yeah, but then like, what is that? If the zombies are smart,
smart, then they
she,
just
she would
turn
know
it
to
on
press
again.
it again, lah. But like,
But wouldn't it be better to be small in this instance?
yeah,
and
lah. So
disable the
that
shit?
in case the zombie version of you is stupid and don't know how to press, then okay lah, good lah. Yeah.
She could have just tossed them over.
That'd be great. Honestly, that would have made the
Just yeet.
episode. Yeet.
But it needed to end
I'll
in
help
like
you guys.
at that point it was so ridiculous. Why not, right? Just go for the lols.
I just want to ask also, guys, who the hell is Kurt? Like,
He's the guy from Ant-Man. The guy from Suicide Squad, Polka Dot Man. He was in Ant-Man.
what
Baba Yaga.
really? What? Wait,
Ant-Man. He was the crew, the heist
Huh?
crew.
are you for real? Like, was it really in the MCU or like?
Yes,
did
he
they-
was goes Baba Yaga,
Yaga.
come here tonight.
Oh my god! See, this is the other problem with the episode. Why did they put all these characters that I don't even know? I didn't know who he was. I thought he was a new character, but then when
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I was like, why did they get a minor character? I really didn't know who
You know
he was.
why? Because they needed him to just go Baba Yaga when they that's the only reason. That was
Oh.
his
Oh
whole
my
point.
god! Oh my god!
I didn't know who Kurt was as well. I just noted him as the guy with the accent, and I was like,
Yeah,
You guys not like the Ant-Man movies? Have you guys not been paying
I
attention?
watched it. I
You don't
watched
like Wasp?
Ant-Man.
You don't
I
remember
wow, that was
what is going on?
Ant-Man and the Wasp was very forgettable. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
oh.
I did not feel when Hope came back. What's her name? I can't remember. Janet.
Janet.
When
Janet.
you have what's his face screaming the whole time. Janet.
Janet.
Hello, Janet.
very
Janet.
negative this
Great.
episode.
Janet.
I don't think anyone liked this episode, but I actually loved the first Ant-Man. I think the second one was a huge step down. It just also
Yeah.
looks really ugly. And I remember when we actually went to the Quantum Realm, the first one it felt so horror-y. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then the second one just like weird shit to make you go, oh weird. This is weird. I was just like, it's weird shit for the sake of being weird. But does anyone
Yeah.
know who was supposed to direct the first Ant-Man movie?
No.
Edgar Wright.
Oh really?
He
Oh,
was.
What happened?
Creative differences because he was
Oh.
attached to
Hey.
he was attached to the Ant-Man movie since 2008. But what
Oh,
happened was
wow.
he did other movies in between, and then when 2015 came around, the MCU already had that kind of formula, so he
Oh.
was going to stray away from it. But I think maybe that's why no offense to Peyton Reed, but maybe that's why the first Ant-Man is as good as it is. Maybe you have that Edgarite
Mm.
DNA in there, and then you come to watch and it just feels so generic. Especially the color of the whole movie just looks so bland. But I digress. Fez and Mel did not watch the Ant-Man movies, it seems.
No, I did. I watched all 22 MCU films except for the Hulk. I watched everything.
You don't. Oh, Incredible Hulk's not bad. And
I
you haven't watched
did watch
Shang-Chi. Not yet.
Guys, I'm watching it
Oh,
on Thursday.
Shang-Chi. Damn it,
Very
I can't
nice
watch it.
Thursday.
We didn't support our Asian brother.
But
See,
I
I
just
want to support, but I can't because I can't
locked
go
down.
to the theaters.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fez, you had.
I just
something?
want to add on the negatives of this episode. I just
Sorry,
felt
not
like,
already.
the concept is, like all of us agree, like the concept is very cool. Like I just feel like they could have been bolder, like what they did with the Doctor Strange episode.
dark.
They could have made the zombies crazier or be more wild when they're fighting. It just was so predictable, or even add suspense. Or as much as I don't like horror, add a jump scare. Like make it like just
Spider-Man
go
jump
wild.
scare.
yeah.
Hey,
Just
guys,
go
what's up?
wild. Like I
wouldn't
feel
mind
like
that.
a really good example is I recently watched A Quiet Place 2, and they made it. Is it John
I
Krasinski?
love that film. John
Yeah,
Krasinski.
he directed it so that, I mean, it's not scary. I hate scary movies. It's not that
It's
scary,
not
but
scary.
he just built the suspense
Suspense.
so that you're on the edge of your seat. I felt like they could have
Mhm.
used that in this episode
There
so
was no
that it would have been,
suspense.
so that it could have been more interesting, because you have this really cool zombie apocalyptic concept. Why don't you build the suspense, make us be edge of our seats? I just feel like that was the missed opportunity to go wild, basically. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, what is horror? Horror, I don't think it's scary. It's suspenseful. No, so I get a point. If you just show me creepy stuff, I'll be like, ew. But I just
Yeah.
don't feel anything. But it's all about the best horror movies I can think of are all about the suspense. So yeah. Usually we segue into our positives, but do we actually have any?
Of course, the animation is not. You don't say that one. Of course, is amazing.
I didn't think
I
it was
see-
good in the beginning.
No, I'm not okay.
The
Yeah,
individual
you're right. The
characters.
people, the zombies. I mean, the zombies.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
the zombies were good. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I like the
Zombie.
zombies.
The cap shot, right? And I was like, oh,
yeah,
good,
cap
'cause they led
was
off,
nice,
They led
yeah.
off with that one.
Yeah, I feel like with the positives is always more or less the same since episode one,
Technicals.
with the whole the technicality of it all, the graphics, the animation. I feel like
Mhm.
that's consistently well done. I've never seen like a really bad animated like character or something from Marvel thus far in this series. And I can't really
Stick figures.
I can't really comment anything with the soundtrack because honestly I didn't even pay attention to the soundtrack. It
There was some
didn't really
beats.
stand out.
There was some
Really?
beats.
There was some
I meant
beats.
like, when you see a character like you have Ant-Man stun, 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 stun,
Yeah.
stun, stun, and I go like, I know music.
Right. Right.
Really.
Yeah.
What did we
honestly,
think of
I
Vision,
just
by the
had more
way?
negative.
Forgettable.
Stupid.
Forgettable.
Stupid. I thought Vision was a little stupid. Like, I mean, especially with the whole
Stupid. No, not. What's
Scarlet
not?
Witch.
What's
and
the
he
one?
was like, she hasn't eaten in days. Okay. All right, man.
Yeah,
Why
what the
were
hell
you
was
saving-
that? Like,
Why were you saving
Yeah.
T'Challa? Why did you cut his leg and what's
yeah,
up with
yeah,
that?
yeah. Ration him piece by piece.
Oh,
The whole
man.
thing. The fuck is,
There was some positives, not a lot, like you agree, but I do like actually Peter in this. I was actually quite hesitant when Tom Holland was not voicing Peter Parker, but he was actually not bad, so I give him props for that. And I love it when he did like the demo video of him vlogging of what happens in
was-
the apocalypse.
Oh,
I thought that was kind of like fun. And I do like, I mean, even though it was not successful and it was low-key boring, I do like that we see other MCU characters interact with one another. Like,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
never seen
Right.
them interact in the MCU, so seeing them interact, like the Hulk, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Ant-Man, just seeing them interact was kind of cool, but I guess not enough. It was still cool though. Yeah.
It's always fun to see the dynamics, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching a bunch of Infinity War clips. I'm sad.
What?
Why?
Why?
Started with that. I'm sad. Okay, moving on. No, but they'll never see Iron Man and Doctor Strange interact again. They have very nice dynamic. Wow.
Mm.
Very nice.
Makes me, it just made me really sad because I was also watching Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3 because if I can't watch Shang-Chi, I guess I'll watch the origin of the Ten Rings, right? But did I like anything? No, but speaking of that orientation demo video, that was when I totally just phased out because
Mm.
the not pacing, not genre, but the tone. Yeah, the tone just felt all over the place. Like 1 minute is this super dark thing of oh my god,
Okay.
zombies, quantum realm, everyone's dead, and then you cut to Peter going, woohoo, how to survive, and then yeah, that just pulled me out completely. I was like, what is going on? The tonal shift is. I feel like I had whiplash or something, just a little wobbling.
Whiplash.
To be fair, I did watch this at like 12 a.m. I think, and I think yeah, I was just
Wow.
zoned out, and I rewatched it. Did I like it a bit more? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of all over the place. Like
Mm.
they want it to be like dark and then funny and then like
Mm.
serious
Not
and
everyone's
then
Taika
like
Waititi, and even then, I
yeah.
didn't care for Thor Ragnarok that much initially.
Yeah lah, that's
I
why
like
it's just
how-
it just doesn't make sense. It's going like everywhere. That's
Mhm.
why.
I
Yeah.
like how we moved on to the positive segment and we
No,
still
we
find
went
a way
back
to
to
go back to the negative because
Ah.
I have to admit when it came to that whole compilation, I don't know, the thing that Peter Parker, what he did, I kind of like took me out as well. Same thing with
Mm.
Momo. Like, yeah, it's great because it kind of really shows and emphasizes that he's still a teen and that's the whole
His face don't
essence
look
of
like it.
society, right? Yeah, but Caucasians age faster, you know, like in terms of looks. I don't know, generally. But that really took me out. But I guess that's one thing. It's not just Hulk's voice acting that stood out really like badly, but Spidey really stood out like a sore thumb in my opinion.
Mm.
Didn't match the whole tone. It was like the end of the world, and you have this one kid going like, "Hey guys, it's still gonna be fine. We'll be okay."
I feel the emotional scenes worked with Hope. I know you all don't like Hope. You're not on the Evangeline Lily, the Toriel train.
Ariel, yeah.
Tauriel, Taufufa.
Taufufa.
Totally messed up the pronunciation of that. But I like the motherly son relationship that they had. That vibe, I thought was cute. I was like, oh, this is nice. Although Peter looks way too old, so it kind of sounded creepy, looked weird. So I have no idea what to say about that. But yeah, does anyone have anything else when it comes
Yeah,
to the
and
positives?
oh, positives, no. No.
Like, yeah.
No, the other thing was how it ended because it just ended
Yeah.
with Thanos with this cloud.
Oh my!
yeah.
He
It's a
looked cool
zombie.
though.
I don't get it.
I
Yeah.
think he looked cool, but
he looks
yeah, I
cool.
agree.
No, but there's no closure. Like
yeah.
it just ended like that's why the last episode with Doctor Strange was nice
Good.
because it
Amazing.
just
Yeah.
ramped up nicely. But this
Yeah.
one it just left you hanging. Like I was like, okay, are they going to go to Wakanda and what? I don't even care if all of them die or what is that? Or they get the Mind Stone and they can fix everybody. But at least tell me how it ends. Don't just go
No,
like
it doesn't make
Thanos and then
sense.
that's
It's
it.
like, so if you take him out, does Thor still come to Earth? Does Thor get infected?
Yeah.
How does he get the stone? None of it makes sense. I want to know. You want to know. We want to know.
If
Yeah,
Thor gets
exactly.
infected and he turns into a zombie, and we know that these zombies are smart, he's gonna go back to Asgard, and then he's gonna infect everyone there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
But yeah, there wasn't
GG
any
already lah, this
closure at the
universe.
end.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not
How
just
does
in this universe, I think.
Does Thanos still want to snap at his fingers?
Yeah, why is he gonna snap?
Oh, he doesn't even have all the stones. That
What?
was the most interesting part to
Yeah.
me when I realized he had an empty stone. I was like, oh, interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
Vision
but
Stone
I-
just went kaput. So what happens there?
He wants to snap, but I'm like, the world is already kind of gone. I'm like, why would you want to snap, right? But
What resources do you?
No more resources, man. Scarce
And-
resources are gone.
the ending
No,
got
and-
me thinking about whether or not Marvel would actually do like a two-parter to
Mm,
this,
yeah.
because I know
Oh,
what if it's been a
yeah.
one-parter this entire time.
You're
So it'll be
right.
really interesting to see if they continue this. But at this point, it can either go to like 100% shit show, from
Yeah.
here on out, because the beginning of this episode was not all that great to me anyway.
Yeah.
Or they can kind of turn it around next episode and go full on crazy with it. I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, like, do you guys think we're gonna get another? This will be a two-parter. What do you guys think?
No.
No.
It's
I don't
over.
think so.
Please.
Yeah.
I like how I brought it up, but I'm like, nah, I don't think it's
Like, no.
No, but that's the
Yeah.
good thing about what if is because
this is the good thing
every
about what you think. The best show.
best show. No, but like every episode is different. So even if like this one is horrible, never mind, forget about it. Next one,
Yeah.
like just go do another another scenario or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
What if the zombie episode was good?
Oh my god, really? We're so sorry, Marvel, that we're roasting you today. But I'm actually confused. I would like to hear from all of you. I'm confused. What is the cure? So what did it do with the Mind Stone? What, they revert people's mind with it? Like, what's the cure? That's the one thing I
That's
didn't get
why.
out of it. Like, that's the one thing I didn't get out of it. At least like Maze Runner, the Death Cure, we got a cure. We got a serum.
yeah, we got a cure, right? At least there's some.
Well, what do we get out of this? Like, what? The stone? You change the mind and not be zombies?
Yeah, that's why all we got is that if you have the stone, the zombies don't come around you. There's like a circle of safety.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And then like he cured Ant-Man, but like just his head. But okay, so what? Everybody's heads already.
That's why I was just like, you all sacrificed so much to go to Vision, and just for Vision to say that, and then his Mind Stone. And then I was like, okay, thanks Vision for that 5 minutes explanation for nothing. And then here comes Scarlet Witch.
Baba Yaga.
That's why like logic just started to get worse.
It went out the
worse.
window.
Like
Exactly
at first it was
what
small
if.
things like how did they contact Janet? Like, oh okay, yeah, just small things. And then by the end it's just like, what the fuck? How are they supposed to cure? What
That's why I thought this would have been a fine like 5-minute video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Zombies. But you know, the thing we expect from Marvel, some level of quality and thought, and it just wasn't. It wasn't there.
I just
No,
That's
and
why-
how did Thanos get that the time stone? Because it's with Strange, right? And then
Ah.
That's
and-
strange.
Oh, you see, it's all over the place.
yeah, and then
It's
more,
other-
and they all only came to take the stone,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then like, but they
And
didn't
Rejoice.
take it. Yeah, so like, so
What happened to
is-
the Infinity Stones? Why is his goal still there if he's a zombie? None of it makes sense.
Hmm.
No, like maybe the first 4 stones make sense because like it's before he gets to Earth. But if he
No,
gets
yes.
to Earth, but where did
Oh, yeah.
where did that
But-
one
but
come from? So
They
the
never
last 2
fought
starts
on
to fall apart.
Titan. You don't know.
Yeah, that's why just logic gone.
I just want to add on Mel's point. Mel pointed out a really good point about just Vision just being nothing really, and also the point where when
It's not
Vision
right.
took out
Right?
the Mind Stone in Infinity War. It was such a it was such a big moment. You had the
Yeah.
music. It was such a big moment, and then in this episode they just make it look like a gimmick by just like, yeah, look at it. Here we go, there we go. Let's play cat. Like like that.
That was easy wonder.
Yeah.
Vision has no vision. But okay, I feel like a lot of fans that could counterpoint us by saying there's no need for logic because this is all like imaginative, it's all what if, so it's kind of like we're trying to make things as alternate, like as different as possible. But I guess like I agree with you guys though. I mean, like I'm gonna counter my own counter.
You counter the counter.
Okay, I'm gonna counter the counter mainly because it felt like what Momo said, you expect a bit of quality, like a bit more quality from Marvel, and what it feels like so far, I can't truly remember how the past episodes have been, but in this episode in particular, it really felt like they laid a bunch of ideas on the table. You have another writer saying, oh, but don't we need to explain this? Actually, I'm not really too sure about the explanation myself. Let's just animate this. Because it's kind of like maybe no one's gonna watch. No, a lot of people are gonna watch this, and yeah.
No, but I think it's an interesting conversation to have, right? We are kind of paying to watch this stuff. This was like a 5-minute
kind of
YouTube-
pay.
No, we are paying.
We're paying.
Is
He's
this-
going there.
I mean, if we saw this on YouTube as like a 5-minute fan thing, we'd be like, that's
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
Good on the guy who did it.
Yeah.
But when we're coming every week, I'm paying 54 ringgit and 90 cents for Disney Plus Hotstar for 3 months. And but with Loki and everything, I felt, oh, good, getting my money's worth. Good show,
Yeah.
good quality.
Yeah,
And all. But
Loki
then I'm
for
just
sure.
like, I'm not getting my Loki show. We did a whole 6-episode discussion about it. Over this, I'm just like, really? I'm spending a week, 30 minutes of my time to watch this. No quality, very disappointing. Quality control, very poor. It's like you go to McDonald's and you expect something and you just get
Oh my god.
just ain't it. It just ain't it, bruv.
No, and the other sad thing is that the logic could have been fixed. There's like a lot of like, why do you need to show Thanos? Like that just destroyed logic, and like maybe the fact that what's her name? Janet got infected. No, like there was one
Janet?
scene. Yeah, there was one scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp where Hank Pym he kind of went slightly crazy. Like then Janet had to come and save
Yeah.
him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So like yeah, there was that short period, but you could say like maybe he got infected and then he infected Janet and then both of them came up together. Like there's so many. If you just tweak the story a bit, you can actually make it make sense.
Lot decent.
Yeah, and like, but where's the logic?
This is why Jang is the writer for us.
Yeah, lah, I wish I could
Yeah.
like talk to them. Hey guys, just say this.
You did
Come.
good work on
We'll
Loki.
fix everything.
You go next door. Because then you go to the what if writer's room.
You just come in like, why this don't make
What are you
sense, bro?
doing?
Why you do this? Then they're just like, it's cool. You see Thanos. Then I'm just like, but then take out the stone lah. If you want to do that, then okay. See, like that also can fix. But I don't know what they're doing. No
So-
logic. So
I'm actually curious. We haven't done this in years. I was gonna ask everyone, what's everyone's favorite zombie movie? But we're running a bit short on time. But yeah, everyone, really quickly, what's everyone's favorite zombie
Just a name.
apocalyptic movie? Let's go with Jang first. I think
yeah.
his movie's gonna start with an O. I feel.
wait. Overlord. Yes.
Overlord.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that movie now. Yes, that one was very good. Very good. Yes.
For me, it would be World War Z.
Oh yes, very good. That one
Ozzy's
was
pretty
good.
good. If only vaccines were that efficacy. Had
Stop.
that high of an efficacy where you
Oh.
can take off your mask and start drinking Pepsi. If only. Alas, we live in an imperfect world.
Maze Runner the Dark. No, I'm kidding. Also, Maze Runner
Oh
movie.
my
No,
god.
I'm kidding. Train of Busan. That's really good.
Oh,
really
that's
like
great. You know
I
what?
love
Oh
that.
yes.
I can't believe
Yeah.
they're making a remake. I don't know
They
why
are?
they're making a yeah, they're making a remake with just white people. It's
Well, on the
I'm not
next
kidding, yeah.
episode of what you think.
Train to what? Train to Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Train to Busan white version.
Oh my god, I don't know. Yeah, but that movie was really good. I loved it. Yeah.
Train to
Okay.
Busan, but for some reason, just a bunch of white people in Korea. What are they doing there?
Yeah,
I
don't
love
know.
that movie. And we're going to see the boxer. He's an internal, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we have that.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
The boxer
Oh,
in
yeah,
Train
yeah,
to Busan.
yeah. Oh
he's
my god,
one of
yeah,
the
he
Eternals
is.
guys. So yeah, we
Oh my
got
god,
that.
that's so cool.
So for me, I'd say I love Zombieland Double Tap.
Oh,
Really.
I heard about
Oh.
Oh yeah.
But I
that's
would
good.
probably agree with Fez because I'm gonna say for Mel. I think with Train to Busan, you just
that.
had everything you want, and you had the horror, you had the action, you had the
Mm.
emotion.
Yes.
Obviously, it was cliche in a sense, but it in a way feels like the perfect zombie movie, right? What
Yeah.
more do you want? And it was one of the first Korean films I think I watched, and yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
But ooh, we haven't done this in years, but I'm just curious. Let's
In
rank.
years.
Let's rank and rate what you think really quickly because what
Ooh.
if really quickly because we're at the halfway point
Rate our own
of
podcast.
we're at the halfway point of what if right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna go first. Are you guys ready? I'd rate this episode I think a 4 out of 10. Very, very
Ooh,
poor.
wow, that's
very
the
s-
lowest we've given.
That's
This-
yeah.
very low.
A
Wow.
disappointment. I was very disappointed. And if we're gonna rank the episodes, worst obviously would be this one, 5. And then the Captain Carter episode. And then I'd
Oh,
say
yeah.
the Black Panther Star-Lord episode. And then the What If All the Avengers Died. And the best episode so far for me was the Doctor Strange one. So yeah, who wants to go next?
For me, I guess this episode would be like a 4.5 or
Oh, we
4
going
as
in
well.
low.
I actually can't believe that we're at the halfway point. I thought things would pick up a whole lot
Thank
more.
God. I'm ready for
But
Hawkeye. Give me something.
I
Oh yes, Hawkeye. Yes.
Give me
yeah.
something we can discuss and speculate. This was just like
Yeah.
happening next week.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide.
Coming in to discuss what if so far has been kind of lukewarm in the sense that like
Mhm.
I just kind of think of a lot more negatives than positives, which is such a huge change from Loki.
We had fun. I
And-
love Loki's discussion
Yeah.
and Black Widow and
Yeah.
Suicide. We're just buzzing. As much as
Yeah.
it's fun to hate stuff, like episode 3 of Loki. I just had to.
Yeah.
And even
We've
that
not
wasn't
been
bad.
buzzing so far.
That wasn't
Yeah.
bad. Episode 3 of Loki's still decent, just a disappointment, but
Yeah.
it's fun to hate once in a while, just go like, oh, that was horrible. Look at
Yeah.
that. We could do that like with almost this one was just disappointing. With Loki episode 3, like, why you do
Yeah.
that? Why you do that? Why you do that? It's fun, but this one just
Yeah.
like we just feel deflated at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But I'll say I just love you guys so much, and I feel we still have fun with it with our
Oh.
segue. Like,
Aw, hey, don't bring the tears.
more emotions in this episode, but sorry, Mel, I cut you off. 5 out of
No,
10.
all good. Yeah.
Rank the
that's-
episodes.
Oh.
What's the base?
Okay, okay, the first one for me has to be the Captain Carter episode. Like the as in
worst?
worst. The
Wow,
worst.
the worst.
Okay.
I couldn't stand that episode. I'm all for feminism, but God, please. I couldn't stand that. Second one has to oh God, I can't remember any of the episodes anymore.
Doctor Strange. Black
The worst
Panther.
one is Captain Carter. Second one is this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third one has to be what's the second episode?
The Black Panther Star Lord.
T'Challa, yeah.
What's the third episode again?
One of the Avengers
Avengers
all
did.
did.
Avengers
Yeah.
Dead.
Is she gonna give the
Huh.
Benny Cumbers number 1?
Okay, I'm sorry. Benedict Cumberbatch number 3.
Oh,
Wow, you don't like Benny
oh, that's
Cumbers?
interesting.
It was okay, but I kind of got sick and tired of him screaming
Christine.
that girl's name.
Christine!
Yeah. I can't. And the fact that
can't
she
live
just
without
kept
her.
dying.
You did fine
Oh my
last
God.
time.
The fourth one has to be
The third.
Black Panther, and then the last
Okay.
one was all the Avengers dying because I liked how
Oh.
crazy they went with that. Yeah.
Wow.
It was tonally dark and consistent, and at the end, it had a nice touching moment to the Avengers, right? It was just
Yeah.
dark and fun. You can't have both unless you're Taika Waititi in Jojo Rabbit. But we give it to next.
Though
Go
I
with
have
Jang.
to admit, even though the Doctor Strange one was the third episode for me, the
This
ending
one
is
such
the
a good-
best
Mm.
out of all of the episodes so far. I love that ending. Yeah.
How about you, Jang? Can you rank and rate?
Can you rank and rate? Yeah, so first is definitely Doctor Strange. Very easy. And then all the Avengers dying, definitely.
Okay, same.
Then T'Challa. And then
T'Challa.
then zombies, then
Okay.
Carter.
Captain
So-
Carter. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, and then zombies I'll probably give it. I think I'll give it 5 lah, 5. But mostly because it's zombies and I love zombies. Like if you took out the zombie element, then it's probably like 2, 3 or 2 like that. Like oh my
Oh.
I've
god,
never
what the
given a
hell?
movie that low of a rating since After Earth.
No,
the
because
one of
you can't lose logic. Logic needs to be there. You need to maintain
So you
the
can't do a
logic.
Star Wars The Last Jedi lah.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's why.
I think that movie's full of logic. Disney, please.
Where's the logic?
Yeah, you has finishes off. Rank and rate.
Actually, I'm giving the same rating as Jang. I'm giving it a
Okay.
5 because I actually I had an all right time watching it. I am actually slightly more forgivable for this episode because we got a really good one last week. So I'm like, okay, I'm forgiving. So I give it a 5
Yeah.
because sometimes I did have a great time. I think the ranking of the episode is also the same as Jang. Doctor Strange is my first, and then the Avengers dying, and then oh my god, what were the other two? T'Challa, the zombie, and Captain Carter. Yeah, that's my
Same,
ranking.
same.
So
Captain
Same.
Carter
Ah.
doesn't
you
seem
guys
to be
did not
anyone's
like that
favorite.
episode. I didn't mind
Yeah.
that. It was like first Avenger with a twist. Why not? with a really cartoonish, like
No,
literally a cartoonish villain. Women suck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was a nice way to start off. What if, like not anything too crazy. It's just kind of like, what if we just change this small thing?
True. True.
But yeah, I really hope next week's episode is much better. But the thing is, I have no idea what next week's episode is. We've seen, I think, everything from the trailers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, that should. We saw Doctor Strange. We saw the zombie Captain America. That was the hook. So please, we have 3 more episodes for the Watcher to interfere. Lai Lai Kwai Tian. Not much time.
I
quite in.
And I'm so excited. I think Hawkeye, a trailer I heard was coming out this week or next
Oh,
week.
really?
So we have.
Oh, I'm actually excited for this. I've
That
never
is
I'm
given
very
2
excited.
shits about Hawkeye
Yes,
ever.
we know
but
you're a
you know
simp
what?
for Haley
I'm-
Steinfeld. Sit down, boy.
Yes. Cannot. I love bows and arrows too, but the sad thing is bows and
I thought-
arrows compared to Thor.
I heard
is
girls
like,
and
oh, wow.
arrows.
I heard girls
You
and
say
arrows.
girls and arrows or boys and arrows?
Yeah.
I need them. Yeah, but then I don't know if you guys know Green Arrow from
Yeah.
the DC. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love all they're good characters, but the problem is that compared to when you put them next to gods, like they're pretty useless. So, but they're good characters. That's why it's so sad. They're very good, but like they can't fight in world-ending level events
bad.
because
Uh,
cannot do anything.
it means nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, just
It's
weak.
not Okay, I'm gonna just do one more segue because I feel like we reached the topic of conversation. Who's our favorite bow and arrow person? I'm thinking of Legolas, Hawkeye,
Oh.
Katniss Everdeen.
Meredith.
That's about it.
Meredith, yeah.
Meredith is an icon.
It's
Well,
who's
I
Meredith?
mean Mulan as
Oh,
well.
Mulan. Yeah, Mulan
mean-
was an icon.
Don't you mean Merida?
Oh, there's a Meredith. There's a Meredith. Oh,
Meredith
Grey's
is the drunk from
Anatomy.
The Office. I was.
oh, sorry about that.
Mulan, not really. She's good at everything.
Yeah, Mulan, honestly.
Okay, let's give
Yeah,
her the
that-
bow and arrow. So who do we have? Who's the best with the bow and arrow?
Yeah,
It's either
No, that's
Mulan
why
or
like
Katniss
Legolas,
Everdeen.
like in Lord of the
Legolas?
Rings,
Legolas.
yeah, he's so OP, right? In when everyone
bigger
else
than
is just swords and
Oliphant.
shields, then like bow is cool, but then when you got a guy with an axe flying around with lightning, like wow, useless already, like the bow guy. So it's like, so sad.
So who do you say is your favorite? Yeah, I googled bow and arrow characters. We have Green Arrow, Legolas, Katniss, and Toriel. No, Neytiri. Oh yeah.
Oh
her.
yeah, Natiri, yeah.
So
Yeah, she was
okay,
pretty
Jang, who's your favorite? Legolas?
Yeah, probably Legolas. Yeah.
How about you, Fezz? On the top of your head.
I
we got
think
Robin Hood.
honestly Mulan. After Mel said it, Mulan. Yeah. Now when I think about it, she's amazing, man. Mulan, the animated. I'm not talking about the live action. I'm talking about the animated. Let's be clear, guys.
Glad you made that clear. Mulan for me as
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
but
Mulan.
it's a tight like competition between her and Katniss Everdeen.
I would yes, Katniss was mine. I love
Katniss,
Jennifer
yeah.
Lawrence in those movies.
I love her. Yeah, she's my
Yeah.
everything. She's the reason
your
why
everything.
I am the person I am today.
Wow.
Jennifer Lawrence, I mean.
You don't want to show Jennifer Lawrence, I guess. But that about wraps it up. I hope next week's episode is much better, or we're just gonna have to save our love for Hawkeye. Oh, who knows? Maybe next week.
As
might be the great
Spidey
episode.
said, there's hope.
Oh no.
In the words of Barty Crouch Senior, silence. That is not. That's my favorite. I'm gonna do another segue. I love that scene in Goblet of Fire. You know that. You know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Fez, but you watch Harry Potter, right, Fez? I thought you
I
rewatched.
did.
all of them.
Yeah. I watched
No,
all of them.
It's the one in the court thing, like silence. If no one has a good witness
I see.
to
Yeah,
present, we shall end the court case. And then you have what's his name? I can't remember the bad guy's name. But the guy who goes like, "Oh, I have one more."
Igor
witness."
Karkaroff.
Ah, there we go. I have one
Yeah,
more.
Igor
witness.
Karkaroff, right?
Ooh, and then you have, what is it? The doctor just ready to leave. Like, alamak, I need to go. Dun, 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 dun. You really that's my favorite scene.
No, even Igor was like he didn't even say like no, he was just like no.
So
I have
bad.
one more.
Claudius is the most evilest, notorious
Hello,
person. And he should have just like apparated or something. He was just standing up, like getting his suit ready. He was probably confused. Senior, like,
Junior.
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 And then you have Rita Skeeter. My favorite part of the movie is when Dumbledore does the spell. And then, hello, father.
We segue so much. I can't believe now we're just talking about Harry Potter at this point.
It's such a funny scene. Like I love it. I love that scene. But yeah, thanks everyone for bearing with us on the segue.
All
Rate
right.
and review us on iTunes. Engage with us on our Instagram page, or leave a comment. Like a video. It helps us a lot. Thank you everyone. And I'm signing off for Mel, Fezz, and Jang. This has been Momo, and thank you for joining us on this episode of What You Think. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, dun,
Bye, guys.
dun, 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 dun.
Bye.